Welcome to Global Domination. My name is Lisa Marie Wand. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Stephanie Gilezan, and we've spent the last 2 decades building and scaling our real estate businesses. Now, most real estate agents focus on their immediate neighborhood, city, or region, and we say, why think small when you can grow your business to a whole new level? And eXp offers opportunities for you to take your local business to a national or global scale. So welcome to our show, and we have a little spin today, don't we, Stephanie?
We do. Our guest that we were going to have on, who is amazing. He owned his own brokerage, Clifford Blanquisette. He's right now. I hope he's safe. Wishing him and his family very well. But they lost internet power because they're in the middle of a tornado. So what do we do when we have issues like that? We pray that everything's going to be great for Clifford and his family, but we're going to pivot because we have so much to always talk about as it relates to global domination. And because we were going to be sharing why Clifford brought his entire independent brokerage to eXp, that's in line with what I did. And also, Lisa Marie, what you did, because you at one time were an independent broker owner as well. So let's talk about that. Why would an independent brokerage come to eXp Realty or eXp Commercial?
That is a great question. And that's a big question. And you and I, as independent broker owners, know that when you're the broker and you're independent, you're the bank, right? You have to take care of every little big, huge expense and every little small expense and everything in between. And you're the answer. You have to answer all the questions. And so bringing your team or your independent brokerage to eXp Commercial, all of a sudden you have the buying power and the infrastructure of a global organization, and you're no longer opening up your checkbook and taking care of all of those expenses and having to be there 24/7 to answer the questions. I know you and I have talked about this many times, right, Stephanie?
Absolutely. I owned my own independent brokerage for majority of my entire real estate career because in 1999, I got my license. In 1999, I opened up my first real estate company. And I was independent for quite some time. I did, buy into a franchise concept real estate model, which was not anything that elevated me. I was always looking to how can I take Gilezan on that local scale and make it global, right? Make it national, make it more than just my own backyard. And so I thought when I bought into a franchise model that was national, that's what would happen. But I was still that independently owned and operated franchise owner with everything resting right here on these shoulders, where without me in the picture, nothing was going to work. It was going to end. There was no, what am I going to do? I was a prisoner to that business. And so, coming into a model like eXp, just took it to the level that I was looking for, but also not being that bank, not being the only one that has to worry about the technology, what's broken, fixing, just all the stuff. It's noise, right? I think we want to find a way to not be prisoners of our business. And that's when you're a successful business person.
And, one of those, there's 2 reasons too there when you're an independent brokerage. Your bandwidth is limited because you can get so caught up in the day-to-day operations of, paying commissions and making sure that, your administrative operations people are there and the doors are open and everything's happening. So you can get so working in your business instead of on your business. And that's one of the things that's going to limit your ability to scale. And then the other piece of that too is you and I both know when we were affiliated with the same franchise at one point or had our own independent brokerages, it's really challenging to build your own individual brand like Lisa Marie Wand Group or Gilezan Global powered by eXp Commercial or powered by eXp Realty, because we don't have the bandwidth to do all of this global marketing and we get stuck in our own backyard. So by being affiliated either with a franchise model, we're always building that franchise brand. It doesn't matter what they tell you. It's really true, right? It's difficult to create your own brand within that infrastructure. So it's limiting, and we don't have that problem here, do we?
Not at all. And the thing about when I owned my own brokerage as an independent, and why I even made the switch or the buy-in to the franchise model is I was looking for a way to elevate, a way to grow my company larger. What I found is regardless of where I was, whether I was in my own independent office or with that franchise model, I was still the educator. I was still the coach. I was still the whole business, had to operate with my motions. And, I learned that whether I had 48 agents or 221 agents, nobody within those brick walls wanted to share with one another how they were successful or what are their trade secrets. They were also fearful of building competition for themselves within the office, that nobody would do it. And so that's why I could never, grow those to the level of me being removed, because I was always stuck in the classroom training the new agents. And if we're not attracting to our independent brokerages or our franchise model, right, then you're not growing. You have to keep growing. And so that was always the issue, which is why I sold it and went back to being independent for quite some time. When I saw eXp, I saw an opportunity to do exactly what I had wanted to do with the first company, except I could build my brand. And now, instead of being focused in one neighborhood or one community, I'm doing business in 27 different states and 4 different countries. And that's the definition there.
It's wonderful to be able to take that burden that you have on your shoulders solely as an independent agent or independent brokerage, and share that in a community that spans all 50 states and 24 countries now, or in 24 countries now.
Yeah.
And the level of education and expertise that comes to eXp through the virtual platform and through other platforms, we get to learn from the best of the best, those icon agents, the top producing agents with the big teams, the agents that are amazing at attraction or business development or social media or putting systems in place. And so those teams, those agents, those groups come together, and we get such a wide variety of people that are presenting material. Like for myself, this morning, I taught a 3-hour class in eXp Commercial Academy. And there was students from all over the United States there coming together in one platform to collaborate together. So we're not competing against each other. This is the one brokerage that I've found where I've made so many friends and pollinated so many deals through referrals and collaboration, because believe it or not, we're all working together as one global family.
And that's because we're all business partners, right? I mean, so for the independent broker owner, we created our own companies or our own brokerages because we wanted to be an owner. We wanted to own a company. And so that's why we got into that level of business, right? And for the agent, eventually they aspire to become that owner. But that's what I love so much about eXp, is that we are all owners, no matter how much knowledge or how long we've been in the industry, or not even how much we produce, right? I mean, that's the benefit there. And so when you're in business with someone, you elevate one another, right? And so that's what we're doing all the way across the globe.
And the other thing too that I love about that, being owners, so we're shareholders in a publicly traded company. There's no independent franchises here. There's no, everything is transparent and open. And we are part of a successful company with no debt, with, earnings reported in over $1 billion as they report their quarterly earnings. The thing that I like there also about this is that, and I think I just lost my thought that I had. I'm having a brain whatever this morning. But you were talking about, so we want to help more people. When you and I opened up our brokerages, one of the reasons that we wanted to do that is so that we could help so many clients and customers. And yet maybe we were kind of limited to our own backyard or our own region just based on our resources. And now all of a sudden we can help so many more people because our backyard is now an entire nation and beginning to be a globe. And that gives us the ability as commercial real estate agents and brokers to help so many more people, to come from that place of service to help these investors and business owners reach their real estate goals. And I love that.
Absolutely. And, I had a great call this morning. I have a lot of great calls where, agents, brokers in the business reach out, and that's the question that they ask, why eXp commercial versus, whatever franchise brand or whatever company they're at. And in the commercial real estate space, for me, there's so many great things, but number one is at eXp, you're going to better serve your clients. And the reason why that is because we are that one brokerage, no matter what state we're located in, right? We're not an independently owned and operated franchise model. We're one brokerage licensed in all 50 states. Well, I don't know about most commercial people, but in my business, our clients are scattered throughout the United States. They're not just doing business in one city or one state. They're doing business in multiple states. And so prior to eXp, I had to co-broker or refer those transactions out in order to get it done, right? Because I don't hold 50 licenses. I hold 3 licenses.
And why would you want to?
And why would I want to? But here, because license portability is a real thing, right? It was orchestrated in 2006. Every state has a different rule as it relates to it, but you've got cooperative states, physical location states, and turf states. And if your brokerage, eXp, is open in all 50 states, you can honor license portability unlike any other company can. And that's because we are one brokerage. And what I mean by that is there's other brands. I'll say a few just to give you examples. There's other brands, SVN, Remax, Sperry, Keller Williams. Yeah, they share that name, the brand name. But when you look at the offices, they're all independently owned and operated models. So they are not one brokerage in all 50 states. And that's the big difference. Why have to refer away your business or co-broker with someone else that could take or steal or ruin your business? And so that's number one for me. Number two is what so many people need to focus on as well. How much are you paying your brokerage? I know when I owned my brokerage and I moved to eXp, I got an instant $157,000 per year pay raise because I got rid of all that overhead. I got rid of every bit of it. At eXp, it's an 80-20 split. And once you hit 100,000 in gross commission income at eXp Commercial, you're 100%.
Yes.
So think about that. You're paying in $20,000 and then you're 100%. And so I don't know about you, Lisa Marie, but even when you were at your other franchise brand, you paid more than that in. But go ahead.
Absolutely. And this is what I'm taking your term absolutely because I know you're famous for saying that absolutely. So did you hear me just do that? That was my Stephanie Gilezan imitation. I was talking to an agent that was considering coming to eXp Commercial the other day, and they asked me, I have a license in 3 different states. They said, how does that work? And I said, well, the really cool thing is if you're at one of those franchise brands, you're going to have to pay your cap in every single state.
Yeah.
And at eXp, because we are one global brokerage, you have one cap and you can do business anywhere that you're allowed to do business. And this person was pretty blown away. They're like, what? Really? Are you sure? And I said, yep. So, I'm licensed in 2 states. Stephanie's licensed in 3. And then we have our portability. So we can go and do these transactions pretty much anywhere. And then let's say, for example, if Stephanie, if you were with Colliers and you were in their office division, so all you could do is office in your local geographical location. If you got a deal outside of your neighborhood or in a different asset class like retail or industrial, you have to give it away.
Yeah.
And here we don't have to give anything away. We can work those deals or partner with someone within our organization or co-broker to make those things happen, and successfully close transactions and learn along the way. So it's kind of like we've pulled the cloth off of the whole commercial real estate business, and it's all now open for agents at eXp Commercial. There's really no limitations other than the ones that you put upon yourself as an agent or broker.
Yeah. And you know, it's what I love about being with a publicly traded multi-billion-dollar company is that, you know, even though I felt like I was a big deal owning my own brokerage, I didn't have any buying power. We were a successful firm. You know, we ranked in the top 10 in my market. But still, we didn't have the buying power to get the best of the best with the technology platforms, with the data access, with all the things necessary to truly scale and grow the business. And, you know, even since I have been affiliated with eXp, which is going on, it'll be 5 years in February, there's so much more that I've been able to open myself up to because I've come into this company and learned from all of my peers, all of my business partners around the country, and have been able to expand my own business into areas, not just territories, but also other areas that I had never had experience with before. And, you know, now we're selling a lot of businesses, you know, they don't even have real estate, but that's something I never did up until the last couple of years. And so to be able to look at those type of opportunities and to be able to pivot your own business and not go in it totally blind because you've got the education and training to plug into. You're one of the instructors, you were instructing all day or all morning this morning, but also we've got great brokers and agents that are you know, not staff, that are teaching multi, you know, family, retail, leasing, whatever the case might be, and they're sharing all of that knowledge. And so you plug into the metaverse, or you plug into wherever the classes are being hosted. Some are on Zoom, some are in eXp world. It just depends, but you're able to tap into that instantaneously and not have to delay an opportunity that you might come in contact with to be able to make a commission.
Yeah, that's very true. And I know for myself, before I came to eXp Commercial as the Nevada designated managing broker, I was a regional director with another franchise brand. And I was paying for my own commercial tools. And I spent, this is, you know, Stephanie, you know me, I'm not an exaggerator. It was in excess of $3,500 per month that I was paying for access to the tools that I needed to do my job at a high level, to service my clients and continue to learn about my field. And at eXp Commercial, our agents pay one small transaction fee per month, $250, for access to so much information. So that's an example of what you were talking about as far as the buying power of our organization for the managed service agreements we have with some of the really big players and the great tools, and even the up and coming tools in commercial real estate. And then, you know, speaking of business brokerage, I always, for so many years, I've wanted to help people sell businesses, and I wasn't able to because the brokerages that I was affiliated with didn't want to take on the risk or liability because they really didn't have any knowledge or education or infrastructure in that realm. And so last year, my dream came true, and I was licensed as a professional business broker in my state. They require a license for that. I think there's 12 or 14 states where they require a license. And I'm learning business brokerage at a high level and have access to resources, something I never really thought I would be able to do, even though I wanted to. And And for me, the power of that, Stephanie, is to be able to pivot my business as the economy is shifting, because with all the baby boomers retiring, there's going to be a lot of businesses for sale. And I now have the opportunity to help those people. And it's sad to me when I hear the statistics of the number of business owners in the next coming years that are just going to close the doors of their business because they don't even know that the services of a business broker are available. You know, it's kind of it's a quiet industry. And now we have the opportunity to help people sell their businesses in all 50 states. I love that I can take my business and pivot, because I believe business brokering is going to be expanding and growing. And just like leasing now too is something that commercial leasing is a really big thing as the economy is shifting and we're having some recessionary markers. So it's nice to be able to stay relevant and to pivot rather quickly.
And, you know, from the businesses that we've put on, and anybody can, you know, go to the website or follow me on LinkedIn and see, because we're always posting these out there. But, you know, we're doing exit strategies for large portfolios, a lot of franchise brands. And what I find impressive is just as many, you know, baby boomers are looking for that exit strategy because they're wanting to retire. There's that many more up and coming entrepreneurs that want to buy and invest in business, right? They're over the, you know, the corporate job. They want to control more of their life. They want to, you know, build their livelihood. And so as we're listing these businesses, some have real estate, some don't, right? Either or, it doesn't matter. But we are getting inquiries just like crazy because there's so many of those people looking to do so. So it's a great business to be in. And that's another thing too, is that, you know, you touched on this, Lisa Marie, about the territory or the product specialty lanes that other brokerages want to keep people in. And, you know, there's a lot of people that have always said to me, you know, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where I started my career. That's where I still reside today. Do business here, but do business elsewhere. But I was always told, you can't be a generalist. You need to just focus on one thing and only do that one thing. And for anybody watching out there, you believe that, you keep doing that. Because I'm going to keep educating myself. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep building. And anyone that wants to learn or do with me, please reach out, because I'm the opposite of pick one thing. I've never put all my eggs in one basket, and I never will, right? And so that's what I love most about eXp, is that there is no lane for me to stay in. There's a lot of lanes. And I can merge, I can turn, I can, you know, do whatever I need to do, but that's what it's about. And so, you know, I was in the business when 2008, 2009 happened, and obviously had to go through a pivot and a shift in my business because, you know, things were changing, and did very, very well doing asset liquidations. And now I love even more that I'm with eXp because it's so much easier to pivot and shift that business. But one of the things that I have had about 6, 7 different calls just today on is also those commercial property owners and business owners who are dealing with issues where their loans and their notes are coming due.
Yeah.
And so they're looking for ways to be able to get out of that, right? They're looking, and so, you know, we're working on a deal right now, Lisa Marie, and thank God for the tools that were provided. I mean, really, because we're able to look up and see what deficiencies are happening, what judgments are happening, where, you know, what can we do to help these business owners either sell or restructure their business. But it's happening in droves, and it's happening in more than one place. And so what was great about today and so many other days is that I had a business owner in New Jersey, but he knows another guy just like him in Texas. And because I'm with eXp, I was able to say yes to both today. So think about that, you know, and that's why we're called Global Domination, because we want people to think about, you know, I'm not driving across the city in Louisville, Kentucky to list 2 separate deals. We're talking about Jersey, We're talking about Texas. We're talking about all the different areas that we're able to truly service these clients to the masses. Same industry, same franchise brand, two totally separate locations.
Yeah, and that's like, you talk about a lot of the commercial, especially, we are not a traditional brokerage. We're blowing up, the way that commercial real estate has been done in the past at eXp Commercial. And part of the way that we're doing that is we're, instead of being in a lane, it's more like being in a giant ocean, and you can jump in and anywhere you want and swim and do whatever you want with with whomever you want, as long as we're staying professional and legal, which of course we do. But it's really like the sky's the limit, and it allows you to have this bigger view where you can start to see opportunities instead of being focused on all these challenges and issues right in front of you. The tools and the support that we have at eXp allow us to lift our head up and look and see what the opportunities are. And so we can collaborate with so many more people. And we have deals that happen across multiple states, right, Stephanie? So we have a client in Florida that's doing a 1031 exchange in New York, and there's a buyer from another state, and we have the infrastructure that can help support to make these deals happen. And like what you and I are working on, the level of research that we're able to do and collaborate our teams together to support our client. I think a lot of independent teams or brokerages or people with franchises would just kind of be like, what do I do? What's the next step? Where do I go?
Right.
They don't have the support system and the infrastructure that we do. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You've heard me say it before. You and I have both been in the business for over 15 years. And now that I'm at eXp, I say to myself and to other people, why would I want to go anywhere else? I get to keep most of my money, more of my money in my bank account than I ever have before. I get to, I'm gifted stock by a company. I can buy stock at a discount. I have a 401k. I have revenue share. I have an exit plan. And I have, the world is my oyster as far as, who I can help and how I can help and where. So
absolutely. Yeah. And the thing about it is, whether you're new to the industry, whether you've been in it, 25 years, well, 24 years here, but, eXp is a place for everyone, right? There's the training necessary for agents to truly scale and grow their business. If you're looking to slow down, it's a great company to come to as well for the whole referral aspect of it, because you have a network of 86,000 agents. Most are going to be on the eXp Realty side, specializing in the residential space. But then you've got eXp Commercial as well. And so with eXp launching the whole referral company, now agents that are looking to retire, not have the board dues, not have to pay those dues because they don't need the MLS any longer, but they still don't want to just totally give away their business. They can come to eXp, get referral fees, just make referral money, still have the ability to earn stock, still have the ability to build a revenue share stream, which we haven't even touched on that yet. And every agent has that ability. But that's another important thing. And that just launched a couple months ago. So that's a new thing that all of us have an opportunity to be in.
Yeah, that's a brand new product. It's that powered by eXp referral. So if someone, for example, had their own business or businesses, or they had a full-time job and they were doing real estate on the side, or they're transitioning, you can sign up with our referral organization, pay a very low $50 fee every month, and have the ability to generate clients and generate leads, and then bring them into the eXp Commercial referral network, have them very well serviced and taken care of at a high level by a commercial agent or broker. And then as a referral agent, you have the ability to earn that referral fee and then to continue doing whatever else you're doing. And then easily transition into, when you're ready, or if you're ready, if you're not on the scale down mode, if you're on the scale up mode, then you can transition into eXp commercial, or eXp realty at any time. So it's a really great option, as some people in the industry are looking at moving in different directions, that you can still have, your hand in the real estate world, and then using your time elsewhere. So it's a great low cost but high return option for a lot of agents.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, Lisa Marie, today's been fun. We're going to get Clifford rescheduled.
Yes.
And if anybody has any questions, if you want a one-on-one, if you're just curious about what to do with your business and you don't want to talk about eXp at all, reach out to us. We love helping other agents be successful in this space, and enjoy very much collaborating with people. Always say, always have conversations, always walk through the doors that open, and it leads to business, and which leads to opportunities and success.
That's right. Conversations are free, and that's how you build relationships and rapport. So like Stephanie said, reach out to us today at info@globaldomination.live and schedule a personalized strategy session with one or both of us, and we're here to help you grow. So thanks so much for joining us today.